I was born in Cuba. I was there till I was 8 years old. I struggled for a year learning English. I'll never forget, I spent that whole year with my mother doing homework, and I would get all F's except for math. I would get an A in math, and that's because they would excuse me from the word problems. But my mother and I learned English together, and it was tough for me. Otherwise, it was easy. My parents really killed themselves. So my first boat really was an old Chubasco that had a big leak, and the double bottom was full of foam, and it was one of those boats that got really, really heavy, and so Herb Shear gave it to us for nothing, and we went home, dug out a lot of the foam, and fixed it all up, and that was my first boat. It was a 18111, a Chubasco. We actually went to a Snipe Nationals, and if you can believe this, they raffled a snipe at the Snipe Nationals. So we bought some tickets, and some under each of our names, and of course, you wouldn't believe it, and at that time we didn't have the economic means, we just could have the one boat. We win the boat. My mother tickets gets pulled. My mother's special. She has that kind of karma. And so the minute they announce her name as the winner, I go running to the boat and I jump in, and it's a brand new boat. So I get in the boat. I think it's for me, right? So on the way home, my father notifies me. He goes, "No, I'm getting the new boat. You get the old boat." Typical of my programs. I'm so lucky. It turns out the new boat was so slow. It was dog meat. And my father's old wooden boat, the Jupiter, was really, really fast. So for like 6 months, almost 8 months, I'm just killing the old man. And he's just hating it because he's in the new boat going slow. I'm going like gangbusters in the old Jupiter. And sure enough, he finally said, "Okay, that's it." He switched back. Probably the best experience or the most rewarding was the Worlds in 2003. We got to the Worlds, and in 2001, we had gotten beat pretty badly because most of the other teams had coaches, and we didn't have a coach. So leading up to the 2003 Worlds, I hired a coach. But as the regatta drew near, I felt very selfish, so I called the guy up, super nice guy from Sweden, Peter Backe, and I called Peter. I said, "Peter, you're not just going to coach me, you're going to coach the whole team." And it was one of those situations where you think that you're giving a lot and you get so much more back. So when I announced this to the team in Sweden, all of a sudden Peter Komet and John Manderson came to our meetings with all this research that they had done. And by the first or second day of the regatta, the buzz in the regatta was, "Look how well the Americans are working together." It was great for us to work so well together as a team and have so much success. We were first and second, and I think we had like 6th and 10th. So it was the last time any country had that dominant performance, so that was very gratifying. The only one that counts is this one, this year for me. So I don't really count, but I think I've won like 5 or 6 times. It's but it's not important how many times you win. It's important, how well you sail, how fair you are in your sailing, and you have to be able to feel good about it when you come in. And I really, that's what I work on. If I win, great. If I don't win, great. I have a good time and get ready for the next. That's the beauty of sailing, is whenever you don't win, you go to the next, you just think about the next regatta and what you're going to do to try to win. And that process, I believe, is what's fun. It's not just winning. Winning is great, and I used to tell my kids in Little Leaguing that winning isn't everything. It is definitely not the best thing, not the only thing, like Vince Lombardi used to say, but it is the best thing. But you can have a lot of fun and not win.